The open ocean is by far the most mysterious place in the entire world. It is even a scientific fact that 80% of the ocean itself is actually still unexplored. Because of this fact, most of the people I have met online have thalassophobia, which the Google definition states is the persistent and intense fear of deep bodies of water, which is basically just a fear of the ocean. And in January of 2018, game developers Unknown Worlds fully released a game they were working on for nearly 5 years. Subnautica. Subnautica was said to be a survival game that takes place in the far, far future where you play as a character named Riley Robinson, who crash landed on the planet 4546b, yes, that's the actual planet name, and the planet is literally 99% of water, so the whole planet is basically just an ocean. And the whole goal is that you just gotta survive and get off the planet while facing the many species that inhabit the ecosystem. And today, I want to talk about how developers accidentally created one of the most iconic horror games ever. Firstly, I want to talk about the environments themselves. Subnautica has over 15 different biomes, and these biomes already spark a sense of dread and fear in someone who has thalassophobia. You could have beautiful biomes in my opinion, like the Grand Reef, or you could have pure terror, like the dunes. Swimming in some of these biomes with the ambient music completely being cut off is absolutely terrifying. But Subnautica's main selling point by far has to be their original species of animals. You could have peaceful enemies like the gasopod. These guys are a bit gassy. Then you get up there with the more harmful enemies such as the sand sharks and the crab snakes. Then there's the scary creatures if you go deeper, my personal favorite being the crab squid. Okay, I love these guys with all my heart. Just look at him. Look how cute he is, and look, he's adorable, and I must protect him at all costs. And then there's the game's main selling point. The absolutely great creatures of Subnautica. In true terror, the Leviathans. These creatures are without a shadow of a doubt the scariest fish in the whole game. But here's the thing. You got your scary Leviathan, that being the Ghost Leviathan. Then you have your absolute unit of a sea dragon Leviathan. But I think nothing screams sheer terror than none other than the Reaper Leviathan. Reaper Leviathans are without a shadow of a doubt the scariest monster in Subnautica. So scary, in fact, the developers actually confirmed that this creature is what caused Subnautica to even be that popular in the first place, considering it caused the game to have 50% of its sales. The Reaper Leviathan is a humongous beast that is 55 meters long with massive tendrils used to hunt and kill prey, with black eyes that just stare into your soul. Seeing this thing for the first time is just absolutely terrifying, and even trying to go near it with your Seamoth can send you in the ground. Now here's the thing. I mentioned the environments, and the alien fauna that populate the planet. But besides the creatures, I truly realize that the animals are just one of the many horrors of Subnautica. The true horror of this game itself is the ocean. Let's say you have a Seamoth, and you want to go on an expedition to the giant Aurora ship to scavenge supplies. As you start to leave the safe shallows, you notice the seabed is just getting deeper the more you go out. You then reach a point in the part of the ocean where it starts to get hazy and somewhat darker, and you can't even see the seabed. And that's when the ambience suddenly comes to a complete stop. You are suddenly in a part of the ocean where there is just absolutely nothing. There's no music, there's no fish, it is just a complete, empty, blue, hazy void. And this is the true horror of Subnautica. Of course, again, you have the Reapers and whatever the heck the void has in store for you, but I believe that this is just a perfect horror atmosphere in the entirety of gaming. Tying back into the biomes, you need to go in most of these areas to scavenge supplies, and you have to scan everything. And just going into these biomes alone with the ambience cut off is terrifying. Being over 100 meters deep below sea level, scavenging supplies, while the looming essence of Leviathan, amphibs, crab snakes, crab squids, river prowlers, and just so much more. Can you guys tell I love this game a lot? In the end though, Subnautica is without a shadow of a doubt one of the greatest survival horror games of all time. And by far the craziest thing is that the Subnautica developers didn't even intend on making it a horror game. They just intended to make you feel like you were underwater, and you gotta admit, they did a really good job at doing it. I was going to extend the video to talk about how good the story was, but I decided against it, as I highly suggest buying and playing this game. You really need to experience the true horror of it. In my opinion, the greatest moment of Subnautica is just you reacting to the game, as it is just pure gold. And that's about it. I apologize for my channel being dead for like 3 months, but I'm looking forward to making more stuff in 2025. So, take care everyone.